I did my research on that because, yeah, it does a lot of sense with everything that we see. Basically, it's someone who's gaslighting you guys.
So I was out walking the dog and we were talking about stuff, and you were mentioning some things about how people get angry sometimes when they are confronted with facts that challenge their reality, when they become so invested in a conspiracy theory that they refuse to accept the truth. And so they'll actually get angry if you show them the truth. And then that
Hmm.
reminded me of Plato's Wall, and you said that you were going to look that up. So you did that, did you, today?
I
After
did.
I was talking. So why don't you again share with people and tell everybody what it is?
So basically, Plato's wall is the idea of people's in a cave who's looking at themselves or the shadow displayed by the fire in the cave. And when somebody comes back in the cave and say, "There's something else out there, guys," people goes like, "No, I don't want to know. I know what's here, and that's my reality." And they don't want to know what's the other thing out there. So
Yeah, because
that's
it's a threat, right? It's like it's trying to. Then you have to admit that you're wrong first of all, which is very difficult for people to let go of that and admit I was wrong, and and then they will actually become angry because you've told them the truth. Truth can be a dangerous thing. It can get you killed.
I'm gonna ask the question
Hmm.
quickly.
Yeah.
Should we, for example, okay, I believe something really hard all my life, and Rick, you come around and you tell me, "Look, Ian, you're wrong. This is what you should believe," okay?
Hmm.
Should I be like, "The hell, whatever, blah, blah, blah," and call you names and, shut you down? Or should I, okay, tell me what's going on in there? Tell me why you think I'm wrong here? What is, to me, a right approach would be I should listen to that person. Maybe he's wrong to me. Maybe I'm not sure that this person has the right um, key in the hole here, but I will tell you something. I'll keep that person things in mind, and just to be sure that sometime I came again confronted to that new reality, and if it becomes a new fact, I will start to take it. But the thing is that we need to be careful with that sometime. But that's my trick. I never shun anyone down with another idea or opinion. That's the worst thing to do. It's shunt someone with a dissident opinion, I will
So,
call that.
so what you're saying is, if someone is presenting information to you, or even if you're just viewing stuff online, you need to be critical of it, really question it, and then dig into it before you accept it as truth, and make sure that it is in fact
That's it.
credible and
That's it.
truthful from
But the
someone
thing
who's being
is,
honest with you, with
but
integrity.
but that's it. And the thing is that we need to be critical, but at the same time, we need to be open mind. It's
Mhm.
not to shun someone. It's to be able to ask yourself actually a few questions. Actually, we could ask. There's probably, I think, three questions that I would suggest people to ask themselves when they are confronted to a new reality or a new idea,
Mhm.
because I think this is important nowadays, mostly when um, you get into the new social media of today's and whatnot.
Yeah.
We don't know where's the reality hangs anymore. So,
Yeah. Well, anyway, prior to this, we were talking about that video that was running that auto played on my Chromebook overnight, and I would just say I'm pretty sure that the channel was called Horizon. It might have been a BBC production. I thought it was. As I wasn't really looking at the screen. I was like, I was playing, and I did glance over, and I think it was called Horizon. So you might want to go look for that on YouTube. It'll expand on a lot of the previous stuff we were talking about. This is sort of related. This is more about the conspiracy theory side of things and credible information and the way social media is warping our minds these days. But the couple of reasons I picked this episode of One Step Beyond tonight for tonight's Maverick Midnight Matinee Watch Party is because this event the Lincoln assassination in 1865, it really was sort of a prequel, if you will, to today's modern conspiracy theories. Because as soon as Lincoln was shot, there were there was a lot of speculation, and stories started to swirl about who maybe did it. Was it a lone gunman, or were there other actors involved? And John Wilkes Booth, everybody knows, was the man who shot President Lincoln. But in the end, they actually identified, I think it was 8 to 10 different people who were part of a larger conspiracy, a real conspiracy to assassinate the president. This, of course, all coming at the end of the American Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, I do remember a little bit of that story, but you know what? I think people will just gladly look at that show because it's a good one.
Yeah. So there's a lot of history there. And if you start digging into the Lincoln assassination, you really see even the impact from that, and all of the history of the Civil War, and the and I would say real like civil discontent, division within America, the problems with racism, the scars from the Civil War, still a problem today. A nation born from conflict and war, still steeped in its own blood as a result of the Civil War, which came later after the formation of the country, of course. I'm just saying that those problems still very much in play in today's politics, society, American culture, and it's bleeding over in a large way into Canada right now too, I would say.
Yeah,
Making tonight's episode relevant too.
yeah, I think the Americans still have some lingering, say, injures of that, old story of that crisis, or yeah. So we'll see. I mean, look, history is only there to tell us what's going on, so we just have to watch.
Yeah, so tonight, we have this One Step Beyond episode produced in 1960. I love these One Step Beyond episodes. I just think they're really high quality, and we're lucky we get to run them here. So this episode does dive into the eerie premonitions, though, that surrounded Abraham Lincoln's assassination. Dreams and visions, and even ordinary people sensing doom before that fateful night at Ford's Theater. And John Wilkes Booth, the killer, the supernatural warnings that history still whispers about, all of that, it's all present in this episode of One Step Beyond. Let's cue it up here, because this aspect of the assassination not always explored in the history lessons. And I wouldn't say that all of this is true, but some of it is, even though it's presented here as factual. I would just caution you, not all of this, don't take it all at face value. This is drama, this is television. They're taking liberties with some of these conspiracy theories, but a lot, like everything represented in here, in one way or another, is stuff that people have referenced or still refer to even today. Doesn't mean that the conspiracies or the theories are true, but in one way or another, it's stuff that people have entertained. So I think it's still worthwhile, if for no other reason than to entertain you tonight. And I hope you guys get something out of it. Let me get it all up on the screen. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
So
always.
Let's let it roll. Here we go. one step beyond.
It is a work of beauty and precision. Each hour, each minute, each second is arrived at with absolute accuracy. It is composed of almost 1,000 parts. Springs and gears, levers, wheels, jewels, glass. On the back are engraved the initials of the owner, JWB. This is the watch of a murderer. It is now 20 past 2. He will kill at 10:17 tonight. Mary?
What is it? What's wrong?
It's nothing. Bad dream, that's all. Tell Mr. Hay to come in here, please. I told you I shouldn't take a nap after lunch. Not when I've stuffed myself with all that apple pie.
What did you dream?
Hmm? Well, I don't know. It was nothing. Now look at that time. Almost 2:30. Half the day gone.
Tell me,
Oh, Mother.
what did you dream?
Well, I dreamt the South won the war. And they put me on exhibition in a little cage. Only nobody'd pay a nickel to come see me.
Abe, I mean it.
So I said, oh, come.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Not much left of the afternoon, good or bad. You should awaken me.
Well, sir, you seem so tired.
How many hot and hungry politicians have we today?
Speaker Kofo is waiting, and Congressman Cole of California.
Look at me. Did you ever see such happiness? Why, they're busted with it. Mary, today, for the first time in 4 years, the war is spoken of in the past tense. She still mourns our son, Willie. Since when do I have to explain to you? Send him in.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mr. Hay, I want you to send a message to the Vice President. I want him to drop in today.
Today?
Anything wrong with that?
Well, you have so much to do, sir. Wouldn't tomorrow be...
No. It must be today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and, hey, don't forget that Mrs. Lincoln and I are going to the theater tonight. No appointments after dinner.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mary, please be happy. It's such a wonderful day. Please don't spoil it. Mary, please be happy. You know what we're gonna do? I mean, when I'm finished here and they send us packing, we're going to Europe like two wide-eyed young tourists. Then back home to Springfield. See if anybody needs a good lawyer. And if they don't, that's just too bad. Well, what's so awful about a few acres along the Sangamon? Spending our days on our front porch, rocking back and forth, swatting mosquitoes.
What did you dream?
Stop it. Mary, will you stop it? Will you stop hounding me? Even today you can't. I'm sorry, Mother. But when I'm tired, you shouldn't badger me like that.
Abe? I want to know. Because
you're a busybody wife. Twist me right around her little finger. And you let me keep my dreams to myself.
Because I'm so afraid.
Of what?
All day today I've had the strangest feeling. I can't explain it.
Now, Mother.
I had the same feeling once before. The day our Willie died.
Oh, Mary.
I did.
By tomorrow, you'll see it'll be all forgotten.
Minutes after 6. It is 4 hours and 10 minutes before the murder. The president is just finishing his evening meal. He bites into a pear and jokes with his boys. The sun has reached the horizon and night comes swiftly. And with it, an inexplicable knowledge of what is to be moves everywhere. In North Carolina, in a Union Army camp, a barber suddenly stops shaving a soldier. His hand trembles, and he murmurs, "Something bad is happening to Mr. Lincoln." In southern Illinois, an old lady who helped to raise Lincoln burst into tears without knowing why. In the living quarters and editorial office of the Elgin Eagle in eastern Pennsylvania, something absolutely unexplainable is happening.
He's not there. Where is he?
He's in the print shop.
What's he doing there?
From the sounds of things, he's working.
Doesn't he know that a
strokes is nothing to be treated lightly.
Oh, I told him that, but he locked the door.
Maybe he's had another attack. I can't afford to close the drugstore to go to a funeral. And the doc told you to... Who told you that? Miss Dog! Come in here in a hurry! Where people are. What do you want? Howling mob in here that burned down the place for spending his life.
What's the matter? Is he sick? Shall I run for the doctor?
Where could he have heard that?
Nowhere. He's been in the kitchen or his bedroom all afternoon.
Nobody came to talk to him.
Not a soul. But there's nothing wrong with Mr. Lincoln. Why would he print a thing like this?
Gone crazy at that? Don't you never say nothing about this, Mrs. Norcross.
I won't.
Now you run for the doctor fast. What got into you, Sammo? Did you do it?
It is now 7:20. The assassination is less than 3 hours away. Abe Lincoln is just leaving the White House for Ford's Theater. A guard very close to him calls, "Good night, Mr. President." After pausing a moment, Lincoln replies, "Goodbye." 830 miles from Washington, in the vicarage at the First Congregational Church, the minister, Jonathan Stroom, is resting after a long day in his church.
Do they feel any better?
Oh, they will never feel any better.
Oh, standing 12 hours on that hard cement floor. Wonder you have any feet left at all.
Jesus walked barefoot the 14 stations to Calvary this day, so let's not pity me too much. That feels better.
Well, I'm thankful Good Friday only comes once a year.
Now, read me the sergeant's letter all over again.
From the very beginning?
From the very first word.
He won't be a sergeant very much longer.
We must be properly respectful of him when he comes home. That is, for a few days.
Dear folks, it sure is beginning to look like peace, and everybody's pretty darn excited. His spelling has to be seen to be believed. The word now is...
Why is that bell ringing?
What in the world?
Noah must be out of his mind. That's the passing bell for the dead.
He must be drunk again.
Now, Ellen.
I don't care how long he's been sexton of this church. You just can't let him do these things.
Pastor? How did our bell start ringing?
Well, we thought it was you.
Why would I be ringing the death bell?
I bet some children broke into the tower again. I told you to keep it locked.
Well, I do, sir. I checked it just a little while ago.
Stop them, John. It sounds so awful.
There's that Peterson boy again. He's always in the mischief, he's a rascal. The leader of all those boys. How do you suppose those kids got in there?
me.
It must have been the wind.
What wind, Pastor?
Is in the presidential box at Ford's Theater. The play is more than half over. John Wilkes Booth walks calmly through the lobby, nods to the ticket seller, listens to the audience laughing at the simple humor of our American cousin. He starts up the flight of wooden stairs. Lincoln, at ease, amused by the play, reaches for his wife's hand. Booth's hand closes around the stock of a brass pistol. "12 minutes past 10. Directly across from the theater, in a two-story wooden house at 453 10th Street, a soldier angrily exits his rented room.
Hey, landlord. Landlord!
Yes?
What kind of place do you run in here, anyway? When I rented that room, I told you I wanted peace and quiet.
Seems to me it was peaceful and quiet until now.
Well, how about all this weeping and wailing?
Wailing?
That sounds like the end of the world or something. I got enough troubles of my own without being kept awake by somebody else's.
What are you talking about?
Are you deaf? Can't you hear it? Sounds worse than a field hospital.
Well, I guess you heard the people passing in the street. It's a great night in Washington.
Well, it didn't sound... It sounded like crying. I don't hear nothing now.
Maybe you'd fallen asleep. Maybe it was a dream.
I wasn't asleep. It sounded funny. There was nights in the hospital when I went out of my head and heard lots of noises, but this was different. I don't hear no sobbing now.
No. You probably have dozed off without knowing it. It's happened to me lots of times.
Well, I didn't. Well, maybe I did. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Well, good night.
Good night, soldier.
What is this? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
What's the matter now?
Oh, that room ain't for me.
Well, you won't find another bed in this city, not tonight.
Well, then I'll sleep in the park.
Well, here, I'll give you your money back. I don't want to keep it, not if you're not going to keep the room.
Well, you think I'm going to stay in any room with this sobbing and weeping and wailing and crying all night long?
I need a room with a bed.
What is it?
The president. He's been shot. He's dying.
Well, come on, man. Where? I said where?
I've got a room at the end of the hall.
In here.
The great heart of Abraham Lincoln will cease to beat at 22 minutes and 10 seconds past 7 a.m. And so the strangest and saddest hours in American history come to an end. And of these hours, what is truth and what is legend? Who can know? Certainly it was a time filled with portent, with dreams of warning, precognition, premonition, all unheeded, as though a power beyond man's knowing decreed that nothing would deflect that bullet from its course. Abraham Lincoln's favorite lines were from Shakespeare. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done its worst. Not steal,
nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
And that's that. That's all there is. It ends there. That copy of that episode.
Comes on to a cliffhanger, I call that.
I'm no expert on U.S. history, but I do know that there was a broader conspiracy, like a real one. And while some people think that John Wilkes Booth was the lone gunman, kind of like the JFK thing, they actually did arrest others. 8 people put on trial, 4 people hanged, others received prison sentences. That's all true. That's the reality. They tried to link it to top-level Confederates, but I think those charges were dropped, and today we still have quite a number of conspiracy theories that flow around the Lincoln assassination, and a lot of them kind of the standard fare. Some people believe it was a conspiracy by international bankers and the Rothschilds over money in the banking system, and other people blame the Catholic Church and Jesuits, and we hear all of that stuff today too. And there are other conspiracies as well. There's one out there that says that Lincoln didn't actually die, that a body double died. It was killed and it wasn't him. And
I even heard one about he's an alien, or he was from a race of aliens, something along those lines. So,
all that stuff.
Well, going to woo-woo now.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I love these episodes. They're great. They're well produced. Always good actors in them. The guy who played Lincoln, I had to look it up, but his name's Barry Atwater, and I knew I'd seen him somewhere before because he was in Star Trek, a Star Trek episode, the original Star Trek series. He played a Vulcan.
That's why his face was ringing a bell, huh?
Yeah, well, I think only in one episode. But he did at one point appear in the original Star Trek series, and he did a bunch of television all through the 1950s. So, again, another great actor. Not like a silver screen, big-time movie actor, but a successful television actor, and he was in a bunch of different television series, including this one, One Step Beyond. No.
Well, that shows his great actor skills.
Yes. So anyway, there you go. So that's where we're at tonight, folks. And 106, what did I say? 161 years ago.
Yep.
This week that Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. This, of course, a kind of a haunting look at how the veil between this world and the next might have been thinned just a little bit just before one of America's darkest days, as we've been talking about whether reality exists in space and time, and maybe all the things from the past are really still out there. I don't know. What did you guys think? What do you think, Ian? Are these premonitions, these real psychic warnings, as Lincoln had a dream about his own death the night before, or so the tale goes? Do you think that's maybe real, or is it just maybe a powerful coincidence?
I would say that it's probable. I had myself a few times probably a moment of realization before it happens, what would call a déjà vu, which is basically a moment of clarity where you know what's going to happen or you have already seen that before. But yeah, those are things that can probably happen. So why not? I'm not going to disbelieve this one.
All right. Well, I don't know what to believe sometimes. I really, I don't know what to believe anymore. So I have to be very careful about everything I allow to affect my reality, right?
Well, you know what? Indulge yourself with Cosmo tonight when you're gonna go out for a little walk with him and look at the moon, and you'll know where you at.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I guess it's about time to wrap things up. Thank you for joining me tonight, Ian.
Hey, always a pleasure, my friend.
Hey, you know what I'm thinking is if everything that is always was, and everything that was always will be, then maybe Lincoln really is still alive. Maybe they're all still alive. Maybe we're all alive in another dimension, or maybe JFK really is coming back. Then again, could be all fake. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern.
On the flip side.
Biden's about, Charlie's alive. Elvis flips burgers on the Lower East Side. 10 Trumps mask up on your phone. Shilling mean coins by remote drone. Graphene needles in your veins. Chemtrail sugar fries your brain. George Floyd's American hologram pie. Don't trust your lying eyes. It's all fake. It's all fake. The moon is a hoax. Give your head a shake. It's all fake. It's all fake. Your mama's a lizard. Your daddy's a snake. Bigfoot codes, the Mossad plan. Flat Earth truckers fighting the man. Dinosaurs guard an empty fed vault. Truth is dead and it's the media's fault. Conspiracies are real, let it sink in. Time travel, JFK is president again. 9/11's a VR game. The elite cut deals in the devil's name. It's all fake. It's all fake. From the jab to the pills that you take. It's all fake. It's all fake. The Pope's in a bunker with Q as his mate. Your phone's a snitch. Your dog's AI. The king eats penguins in conspiracy pie. JFK Jr., Cobain, and Tupac. They ain't dead. They're all coming back. It's all fake. It's all fake. Every headline, every handshake. It's all fake. It's all fake. FBI, CIA, KGB, ABC. Are you awake? Don't believe your lying eyes. It's all fake. It's all fake.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.